Well, welcome back. Today's Friday the 18th. My good friend, mentor, and CRA president, and longtime resident, lifelong resident, for all intents and purposes, of Carmel-by-the-Sea, Graham Robertson. Thank you for joining. It's our special Friday vlog guest.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here and a privilege as well. So not quite a lifelong citizen, but 60 years coming from Scotland in 1965. And I'm eternally grateful that my parents made that move. So it's great to be here. Thank you for having us. Great stories.
And you know, you were in the Pine Cone and talked about your grandfather a few months ago. And yeah, that was a really, really great story. You know, we do have that program. I call it StoryCorps. NPR has this thing called StoryCorps, and Katie O'Connell from our library does them. Have you done one of those yet?
You know, I haven't.
We should do those. We interview people, you know, get the questions ahead of time. There's no hardballs, and it's recording via video and audio, obviously, people's stories from Old Carmel. So I'll ask Katie to give you a holler if you'd be willing to talk about.
Absolutely, privileged to do whatever I can. So thank you.
A couple quick things, and then you can talk about the CRA or anything you want to talk about. Just my profound thanks to Sergeants Clifford and Bruno. You probably read in the Pine Cone last night. We had a difficult situation, and they just handled it with just the utmost professionalism and compassion, quite frankly. So thank you to those two sergeants and all of our PD for everything they do to keep the village safe. I can't say that enough. Just a reminder that Breakfast with the Bunny, which is sponsored by one of the two Lions clubs, darn it, I don't remember which one, and this is not a Easter egg hunt, but that is this weekend. And then something that you helped create many years ago, Graham, which is the Carmel High School mock city council meeting. Thank you for doing that. I think we're in our 4th year with Miss Powers, the teacher.
Aubrey's great. I mean, she does a great job.
Really great, really great. And a proud Pergrovian, too.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's next next Wednesday, the 23rd at 4:30 in this room. That'll be televised and recorded. The kids do a fantastic job, and the council members, the department heads really prep them well. So it's a good couple of hours. Again, right here in Chambers next Wednesday at 4:30. And then just a quick note, thank you to everyone. We got 17 applications for boards and commissions.
Wow.
For 9 seats. So Mayor Byrne and Mayor Pro Tem Delves will begin the interviews next week. I think they're Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but they'll present a suite of applicants or recommendations to the full council coming up. So that's what I have. What do you have, Mr. Robertson?
Well, I'd like to build on something that you just brought up, Chip, which is that mock trial or the mock city council meeting with the kids from Carmel High and Aubrey Powers and the great job not only that she does up there, but through our Rotary Club, and Chip and I are both members of Rotary. The Interact Club, headed by Bruce Deeney up there, does a great job as well. And at our Rotary Club on May 14th at the Carmel Mission Inn, we're going to be awarding about 32 scholarships to deserving kids from Carmel High School. So the staff at Carmel High and the kids up there are really inspiring. So it's a great event that you're having here for those kids, and I know it means a lot to them, to their parents, and to the community as well. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, and that's one of our best, I think, club meetings, because the kids come and get the award, their parents come. We often have one of our music scholars that provides a little bit of performance. It's phenomenal. If anyone would like to come as my guest to our Rotary on the 14th, I'd be happy to buy you lunch. So, and we'll be back at the Carmel Mission Inn just for that meeting, because it's a larger room.
Right. And then when you pivot to the CRA, you know, an organization that's been around since 1986, so we're coming up on our 40-year anniversary, and you look back at everything that Barbara Livingston and Skip Lloyd and Enid Sales and that whole group put in place that's still in existence today is really inspirational, I think is probably the right word. And I think all those folks would be proud of where we are today. Last week, as you know, when you announced on this vlog, we announced that Tom Parks was the Citizen of the Year, and Tom's been in the village for over 30 years, has produced over 26 plays in the village, and is doing one right now, as a matter of fact. So, you know, it goes all the way back to Herbert Herron in 1925 when, you know, the village was being established. So my point is that the CRA and these people that have been part of this organization for all these years have built a foundation for us that we need to be very careful with. We do have some events coming up at the CRA on the 15th of May at the Carmel Youth Center. There's a new CEO up there, as you know, Keith Padgett, and we have our annual meeting up there. So we invite the community to come up for that. As part of that annual meeting, we'll give a brief overview on the organization, where we are financially and the like. But our program for that evening, I think, will be really important. We're hoping to get the three tourism groups in town, Visit Carmel, the Chamber, and See Monterey, for kind of a fireside discussion.
Great.
So we can, you know, we worked really hard over the years, particularly Ken White and many others, to have a collegial, collaborative, and frank conversations with the residents and the businesses. Whether it's Amy Herzog or Katie Ania or Rob O'Keefe from those three organizations and some folks from our organization, I think it'll be an interesting discussion so the residents can hear what the businesses are doing. And as you know, with Ordinance 96 behind us here, we are predominantly a residential community. While that's changed over the years, the demographics with people that live here full-time versus part-time, I don't think we can lose sight of the fact that the residential component is critical to our long-term success.
No, 100%. And, you know, I think that the residents understand that we have become a visitor destination. And, you know, working with those groups that you referenced, it's about ensuring that our visitors understand that this is, my silly phrase all the time, this is not Disneyland. There's no one here to clean up after you. People live here, and you need to be a respectful and discerning visitor, while also, understanding that we're trying to maintain the sense of place for everyone, for all Californians, for visitors and residents alike. So thank you the CRA's workshops they're well curated, and you usually host them, and they're not aggressive. There really are information sharing opportunities. So thank you for doing that. Yes, I will be there.
Oh, good. Well, it's, I think it's important that we all get together, and we might not always agree, but we can agree to disagree and not be disagreeable. So, there's some folks that really deserve the credit for, pulling all these different events together, whether it's the Citizen of the Year, the annual meeting, we do the beach cleanup, yep. We're at the farmer's market once a month, and the folks that really do the heavy lifting are people like Nancy Toomey and her husband Tim, Sherry Williams and Mary Condry and Frankie Laney and all those folks really pull all that together so we can offer something back out into the village, and we do it because it's the right thing to do. We're not looking for anything other than contributing to the quality of life, not only for the residents, but to your point, for the visitors as well. With 2.5 million people coming here, 3 million, whatever the number is, for 1 square mile, that's a lot of impact on the infrastructure here. So it's important for us to hear what the tourism groups are doing, right, so we can react or be supportive, or have a point of view from a residential perspective.
Right. Well, I think that's one of the most. I think that's one of the strongest sets of the CRA, which is you're not just an advocacy group. I mean, it's taking information in and then through a number of means sharing it with the general populace. So thank you for doing what you do.
Well,
And thank you for joining me today, and thank you for everything.
I mean, we can't continue on. I mean, it's like a
No,
city
we got-
council meeting. We could.
We got to cut it off.
Can we go until
No,
like 10
no,
o'clock?
my mother's eyes are drooping. Happy Easter, Mom. So, and you know how we end this every time?
I'm going to add something to it, but please go ahead. It's your meeting.
Well, we look at the myriad of cameras so the Russians can see us, and we say, take good care. You ready?
Take good care, and we'll see you around town.